Okay, so you want to run your house on a backup generator that doesn't cost $5,000. Well, you came to the right place. There's a lot of videos on the internet, on YouTube, on how to do this. And I wanted to try it myself. Now, let me give you a little history. I live in South Florida, and I've been through, well, a lot of hurricanes. The worst hurricane with respect to being without power was the big wind event. The wind events are going to cause me in my area to be without power because of the trees falling onto power lines and all of that. The water events aren't going to affect me that much because I'm inland in South Florida. Pretty far inland. And if there's a water event in my area, Florida's in trouble. Let me say this. Hurricane Irma was a water event. I was without power for 8 days. Whereas one of the previous hurricanes, Hurricane Wilma, I was without power for 21 days at my house. And in preparation, because I had been through hurricanes even before that, in preparation, what I had done at my house was I dedicated a spare room to, actually it's our home theater. And what we did was we put a window unit in there, and obviously there's a big TV in there, and we put a small refrigerator, and we were able to stay comfortable for those 21 days at night, trying to sleep. And in reality, that's the part that gets me the most. I don't know about you guys, but for me, when it's 95 degrees out at night and your house is 100 degrees, I can't sleep. And that's when hurricane season is. It's in the summer. It's at the tail end of summer. And when it's pushing 100 degrees in my house, I just can't sleep. So we dedicated this little room for a little window unit, and we could stay cool. And at night we could watch movies and popcorn and that kind of stuff. And during a hurricane, we have a microwave, and I have a grill, a barbecue outside. So it wasn't like we were going to starve to death. And there's a pizza joint a few miles away that delivers, and they're on a backup generator, so they were making money like crazy during Wilma especially. So for 21 days, I ran this little window unit, and I could sleep at night. But what I had done unwittingly, and this is a big mistake that a lot of people make, is they'll go to Home Depot or a big box store, and they will buy a $400 or $500 construction generator, a generator that doesn't have a pure sine wave, a non-inverter generator, cheap, just a cheap builder grade generator that's going to run some power tools on a construction site. Basic electric stuff, anything with fine circuit boards, any fine circuitry, any delicate electronics, those types of generators, those $400 open frame generators from Home Depot, are going to tear them up. And I learned the hard way, because I destroyed, after about 15 days in of watching movies, we were going to Redbox back when Redbox was renting DVDs at the grocery store, and we'd go there and get a DVD. Well, about 15 days in, that TV stopped working, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, eventually I did, and I repaired that TV. It cost me $400 to replace a little circuit board in it, and I had to do about 12 hours of research on how to do it and why it happened. And the reason why it happened was because I bought a cheap $400 generator to run one room of my house. Now, I've done my research and I thought, you know what, I'm down in South Florida, I will do some solar panels. And I'm still thinking about doing that. And a bank of batteries and, get through the next hurricane outage like that. However, it's pricey. The other thing that's pricey is getting a whole home generator installed that runs on LP or propane or natural gas. And I've done my research on those as well. And those can run, over $10,000. Okay, so you pay $5,000 to have one of these things installed to run my house. My house is fairly big. It's almost 2,000 square feet. And the air conditioning system, the central air, is 3.5 tons, or 42,000 BTU, for those of you who know how to figure out tonnage of air conditioning. I do because, and this is part of the video, years ago in the 80s and 90s, I was an air conditioning repair tech and service tech. And I've worked on thousands of, 5-ton and under residential systems. And I've worked at some large commercial air conditioning jobs as well. But I do have a background in HVAC. As a matter of fact, I have a 4-year technical vocational degree in HVAC. I also have a universal refrigerant technician's license, and I'm still a card-carrying HVAC journeyman. So I know a thing or two about residential split systems. My 3.5-ton system that you'll see in the video, I actually installed in 2007. It is now 2023, and it's still going pretty good. The system prior to that system, I got 14. I've been in my house 30 years, so I got about 14 years out of that first system, and it was just a cheap builder's grade, low end budget system, and it was still actually running. The problem was the air handler had rusted out, and I just decided to replace both the air handler and the condenser on the outside, and in 2007, that's what I did. So here it is, 2023, and I still have it, which actually means a lot because that old system is not as efficient as these newer ones, and getting one of them to start, getting one of these older systems compressors to start requires a little bit more push, a little oomph, a little bit more power. And fortunately, mine's in good shape. And I had taken an amp draw reading at before I had done this video, and the amp draw for the inrush amp draw or the lock rotor amp draw was 90 amps. In the video, you'll see that I have installed a soft start kit from Micro Air, and that dropped the inrush from 90 to 24, 25. I didn't expect it to drop it that much. That's, a drop of 75%, 65%, 75% is what they say on their website is what it does. I didn't expect it to really do that, but it does. It works. The other thing that it does is that I didn't expect is that it drops that running amp draw, which mine was 17. You'll see in the video that on the nameplate it says 17.9. Well, my running amp draw was 17. Well, what I didn't expect was this soft start kit to actually drop the running amps as well, and it does. And you'll see in the video it dropped. I monitor mine, and it has dropped it at night because at night it's cooler, and you're going to have a lower running amp. It has dropped it to in the low 12s, 12 amps, to run a 3.5 ton air conditioning system. So I have done my research, and what I have done is I have bought this Champion generator for $1,100 delivered to my front door. And I have bought this soft start kit to install on my home air conditioning unit. This one right here. And it works. And here's the video. All right, everybody, here's the moment of truth. I've got my, you can hear it running. I'm not going to go through a bunch of specifications or anything, but you'll just have to go on my word that this is true. Now, I used to park an RV out here, an old Airstream. I used to restore old Airstreams, and this is the pad I would do all my work on. I moved the Airstream project off of there. I bought a different piece of property for it. And the old RV connector, you can see the white pole behind the generator. Well, that's 50 amp service. And so, without going into too many details, what I've done is I've wired in the safety circuit. I've got a breaker bar on the main panel. I've got a 50 amp breaker in the on position. And I'm about to, for the first time, try running the air and my whole home, with the exception of a water heater and the clothes dryer, on that Champion $1,100 generator. And I'll give you the specs right here about this Champion. Now, what's also important is to know the specs of my air conditioner right here. And the only way to do this without buying one of these is to buy one of these $5,000 whole home generators. Well, and the price ends up being more like $9,000 or $10,000 once you do the propane tank and all that. But anyway, here's the first. I haven't even tried this. Here we go. We're going to see what happens. All right, as you can see, the condenser is not running. It's not running. I'm going to plug it in right now. Here we go. It's running. I'm waiting for the compressor to kick in. Oh, hear it? Did you hear it change its tune? Oh yeah. It's running now. Oh yeah. The heat pouring out of there. Oh yeah. Now, right here on the screen, I'm going to show you, because the soft start kit comes with this really cool app, and you can monitor your system. So right here is the pertinent information. And again, let's compare the two. Let's compare prior to the installation of the soft start. And now, here is the information with the soft start. I did not expect this. What I did not expect is, well, let's go take a look at the generator, see what it's pulling. All right. Now it's only running at 50% of capacity, and that's my air conditioning. Now I'm going to go to the main panel, and I'm going to flip on one at a time different lights. Actually, I think I'm going to start with the refrigerator. So here we go. The refrigerator is on. Refrigerator's on. Every damn light in my house is on. I do not have the hot water heater on. I've turned it off. I have a little switch here. I can just switch it off. And then hurricane situation, I can do without hot water. But I need that refrigerator and the freezer. Let me get where I can. All right, now I've got every damn light in the house on. The air's running. All right. Quite at 100%, but it's up there. It's probably 75-80%. So I'm gonna go turn some lights off and then come back and see where it's at, because I don't need every damn light in the house on. All right, I turned off a bunch of lights. I got my kitchen light on, that's all. So we got the air conditioning running, we've got the refrigerator and the freezer running, and one light. There's the generator out there on the pad. It's connected, it's running. I've turned off the air conditioner, and because I want to do a load test on it, I'm going to crank it back on by itself, and again I'm going to go for test number 2. On that first test, the air handler was running when I plugged in the service plug, so I want to do it and see if it can handle the air handler and the compressor, which I know it will be able to. Now, the secret to doing this is right here in this box. This is the magic box. This is a 3.5 ton. Here's the nameplate right here. I'll put the nameplate up. It's a 3.5 ton unit, and it's an old one too. So the LRA, which means lock rotor amps, which means that's how many amps it's going to pull for I don't know, about a half a millisecond. I don't know, maybe less than I don't know, I guess it's about a millisecond. Maybe, it's 500 milliseconds. It takes about, I don't know, less than a second, let's just put it that way, for this thing to start. And if you don't have one of these, you see that number right there? It will go all the way to, for just a split second, it'll run all the way up to 112 amps. Well, I did an amp draw earlier, and there's plenty of videos for you guys out there. Mine wasn't going to 112, it was going to about 90, all right? But 90 compared to what you see right there, 90 compared to what you see right there in that chart, that's ridiculous. Now, what I did not expect is that number right there. Run, load amps. I did not expect it to be down into the 12s. I thought it would stay, you know, about the same. That's where you're going to save your money on the long term. So I paid I paid $369 delivered for this box, the Magic Box. And I installed it myself. It took me approximately 2 minutes. I won't go through how to install it. There's a great video on their website. Micro Air Easy Start. They have all kinds of helpful charts, and they will help you through the installation process, or you can call a professional and have it done. You will save the money long term. This will pay for itself. Trust me, it will. Oh wow, look how dirty my coil is. While I've got the panel off, guys, I think I'm gonna give this thing a tune-up. I'm gonna wash that coil, oil the motor, clean it up real good, make it easier, make it even easier, make it save even more money. But that's the Magic Box to make that thing run when you've got no power. Now, I'm gonna do the test. Let's go take one more look at the output of the generator. Well, it's hardly putting out anything at all. And now I've got it on echo mode. So on echo mode, it's gonna, it's not gonna run full tilt, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Excuse me while I go through the garage. All right, let me flip this light on. No difference. Now, let's turn it on. Ready? All right. Oh, did you hear it? I heard it. I heard it. It's running, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks like the fan's going slow, but it's not. It's moving. It's just the camera. Now we're back up to start. Well, guys, that is it. It is actually working. I have been running the air on that generator now. It's been about 4 hours and everything's fine. So that's how you do it. You got to get that easy start. I wish they had an affiliate program. I wish I could leave an affiliate link in my description. Speaking of description, guys, I don't know if you've seen some of my other videos on my channel. I'm all over the place. If you got something out of this video, though, wonderful. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. Tick that little bell. Help me grow my channel, y'all. Anyway, good luck during them hurricanes. God bless.